This project was a really special one for us. There was so many things that we could restore, so much of the history that we could bring back, and we were very excited to do that.
This brownstone renovation is what we are all about, which is historical charm meets modern design.
Dream in Fort Greene is a 4-story brownstone in historic Fort Greene, Brooklyn, one of our favorite neighborhoods. It has such a beautiful architecture, gorgeous, tree-lined brownstone streets, and it's all around one of our favorite parks, which is Fort Greene Park. This project was a really special one for us. First of all, when we first walked into this house, it was one of the most beautiful, gorgeous, original, detailed houses that we've ever even seen. But it was carved up into 3 rental units. It had undergone a bunch of renovations that we had to undo a little bit in order to get the house back to its original vibe before we built in some of the modern features that we did.
Going into a 1.5-year renovation, the relationship with the client is just as important as the project itself. After we met Will and Anna, we knew that they were clients that we wanted to work with and really be with them throughout the step of not only finding their forever home, but the beginning roots to their new life here in Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
So when you walk in the parlor floor, you really see that show-stopping original detail in this house. And one of the first things you see, where your eye is drawn to, are the plaster ceilings.
I've really never seen any ceiling plaster work as ornate and as detailed as Dream in Fort Greene, and it was the most important for all of us, the homeowners, us as designers, to build our design around these gorgeous medallion ceilings. So one of my favorite design moments is actually right when you walk in the house, and that's the vestibule tile. We worked with artistic tile to create a very classic New York City look and feel, and it's one of my personal favorites as you both walk in the house and as you leave. And one of the things that we spent a lot of time in the schematic and building the design of this house was how the parlor floor feels and looks. And as you walk in those vestibule doors, we wanted a full sight through all the way to the back of the brownstone, so you're constantly impressed and surprised at what's to come throughout the parlor floor.
The next thing that you'll see when you walk through is the big open arch that separates the living area from the stairway. In this house, we really wanted to open it up a little bit and make sure the light flows through the space as much as possible. We left it just the simple drywall arch. This kind of plays into the modern theme that we have running throughout the house as well. So next to all these gorgeous original details, we have these modern features like this very clean line arch that separates those spaces, and then you see more of that as you walk through.
As you walk in through the parlor floor, we have a beautiful dining and living area. And in the middle of the living room, we have a beautiful dining room table from Maiden Home. It is a neutral, but it complements the hardwood floors here perfectly. And then we have a really cozy, comfortable section in the front of the house where they can lounge on their beautiful new couch from Castlery.
What I love about that couch is that it's curved. Brownstones are long and narrow, and furniture placement is a little bit tricky sometimes. The curved couch just fits so perfectly. Everything is just kind of flowing around it. When you look at those original features that we have in the house, we have also marble fireplaces throughout the house. Here on the parlor floor, there's 2 beautiful marble fireplaces. We also had this original mirror. We decided the perfect place for it was here in the dining room for a couple of reasons. One, it really is one of the first things that you see. And it also is in the center of the brownstone so that it bounces light around from the front to the back.
Prior to us renovating this house, it was broken into 3 separate units. So every floor of this brownstone had a different hardwood, and we wanted one consistent floor throughout the entire house. We decided to land on the Stuga hardwood floors, and the hardwood that we used here is the Greta line.
Yeah, it's all about bouncing that light around. This is a really light wood floor. And it also has a lot of character in it. You can see the rings, you can see some knots in some places, so it does have that type of character as well, which adds a little bit of charm.
So once you open up the restored pocket doors that are original to the home, you are struck by the beauty that is the kitchen at Dream in Fort Greene. This is our first time working with Duval Kitchen, and we knew it was the one that we had to use because of that timeless design we wanted so bad in this beautiful space.
These cabinets are gorgeous. This is the Sebastian Cox line, and it's one of their more modern lines. Duval's really known for their very traditional English style kitchens, so we're really excited about how this line actually marries those historical details and that character with something that looks a little bit more modern, just like the rest of the house.
And we included a bunch of Duval accessories as well, just to really over accentuate the Duval kitchen. And one of our favorite accessories is the gorgeous Arabescado sink. This is a natural stone sink that when you wash your hands, you're like, oh my gosh, this is just absolutely stunning. And it really is.
And the countertops match it as well. We did Arabescado countertops, so it looks like one continuous slab of marble with the sink integrated into it.
We also went with Duval with the brass rod in the back, and this is a perfect place to hang your pots and pans, and a couple different accessories, including a pot filler, and even a separate little moment to hang up some utensils, aprons, etc. in the kitchen as well.
One of the most striking things in this kitchen and in this entire house is this really beautiful arched door. And this leads out to the deck, and there actually wasn't a window or a door here at all. This was a brick wall originally. What we wanted to do was add in something that would bring in lots of light, and we went with what is a theme in this house, which is arches and curved lines. And so we put in this custom steel and glass door, and it is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really the showpiece of the house. And we needed something to complement the original ceiling medallions and plaster work in the kitchen area. And that's when we turned to our friends at Blueprint Lighting, who recommended the Fibonacci light. And this pendant is an absolute stunner. The polished brass of this works seamlessly with the Duval polished brass hardware as well.
We didn't want to do something that was very traditional for the backsplash. So what we decided to do was a lime wash plaster application. It's really beautiful, it's very subtle, but it lets the marble and the cabinetry really be the biggest features that stand out in the room. So open shelves in the kitchen is controversial, but we really love them and they look really great in this kitchen. So we went with these open shelves from Shelfology, and we got them unfinished because we wanted to be able to make sure that the tone of the wood works with the Sebastian Cox line. In this brownstone, it really is about a lot of neutrals on neutrals and very creamy whites throughout. But we wanted to provide some contrast as well. So you see pops of color and you'll see pops of black.
We brought in stowed stools. That wood and the black of the leather of the stool fits in perfectly with the kitchen. And then we brought in additional black materials with the hutch on the opposite side of the kitchen from our house, and then a little seating area that we're really excited to see how Anna and Will incorporate that into their life moving forward. Underneath the staircase is a special moment for us. Brownstones lack storage, we're not gonna lie, and one of our proudest design moments actually is right here. We did an understair storage space.
What we did was we made the paneling on the outside of it look like original details that you might see on the side of a brownstone staircase. But when you push on them, they open up and we have these little storage areas. One of them is a little coat closet. Another is a place for maybe a vacuum or a broom. Things that are kind of tough to squeeze in on the parlor floor of a brownstone sometimes.
And then tucked in is the new powder room. We worked with Calico on the right look and feel for the wallpaper. We knew we wanted to incorporate wallpaper in this space, and we found the Ascend wallpaper line. And we actually reversed the pattern. It's an ombre, but we put the darkest panel on top and the lightest on the bottom. So you get that really beautiful variation throughout the powder room.
And what about this sink? I love this sink. It's from cast, incorporating those curves in. It has the fluting around the edges, and it's in this really beautiful blush tone. So the stairs are original to the house. So it's another one of the original features that we were able to save. In this house, we really wanted things to be light and airy. So everything is bright and white. And then on these stairs and on the vestibule door, we decided to paint it black. It's one of our favorite blacks. It's tricorn black from Sherwin-Williams, and it looks really gorgeous.
Going up to the primary suite, one of my favorite things is an original detail to the home, and that is what is called the coffin corner. And this is a myth in Brownstone, Brooklyn era, but rumor is that these coffin corners were built into original homes because it was a way for them to get coffins that were on the third floor all the way down to the ground floor with those sharp turns. I don't know if it's true or not. Now I think it is a beautiful statement piece that they have on their way up to the second floor.
So in any case, it's a really beautiful place to put a flower arrangement or a statue or something like that now. The upper floors in the house really are completely reconfigured. We ended up tearing down all of the walls. Everything that you see there is new, except for the fireplaces. So the fireplaces we obviously retained and restored. The sightline that you get from the primary bedroom, looking through the double arched pocket doors on either side of the closet, and you see the tub sitting there between both windows. There's a little arched niche behind, just keeping with that arch theme throughout the house. That sightline was one of the key features that we wanted in this house that you could see.
Tucked in the bedroom area, we also have a really nice niche that allows a perfect space for a king-size bed. We sourced the bed from Design Within Reach. Because of that little nook area, we did have to put in a specialty HVAC unit for their requirements with the city. But this allowed us to design a really beautiful area to incorporate some open shelves from Shelfology again. And then we did a custom millwork built by Ethan, who is our millworker that we work with on a lot of projects, to cover and kind of conceal that HVAC unit. This house is in a landmark area, so we did have to work closely with the LPC, the Landmark Preservation Commission, to restore the front facade as well. And included in that was brand new windows. So they have these gorgeous new windows with grills on them in their front, and I love the curvature at the top of the windows there. And we added all new wall moldings as well.
We wanted to put the wall molding there to bring in that charm and to bring in that character that we're used to seeing in a brownstone.
And we added a very subtle color to this room. We wanted to warm up their sanctuary, and we found the perfect color with clear paint. The paint is called Chill, which I think fits the space perfectly.
So walking from the primary bedroom into the primary closet, you go through one of the arches with pocket doors, lots of hanging space, lots of shelves. There's a little makeup vanity with a mirror and a stool incorporated there as well for Anna. And then as you pass through the closet, you're gonna go through a second arched double door that matches the other one. And that is gonna bring you into the primary bathroom.
We did the hardwood floors throughout the entire primary bathroom, and I think incorporating that all the way through was something that makes this bathroom feel even warmer and cozier.
So the vanity that's in the primary bathroom is also very special and unique. We were really careful about hitting the right tone of wood that you see on the vanity, but what this vanity is all about is really that marble top. So what we decided to do was miter it up so that it looks very thick. It looks about 6 inches thick, but it's really just a 3/4 inch stone. And the sinks are made out of the same material.
To the left of the vanity is a separate WC water closet. And this is a small space, but it's a lot of fun. As you open the door, you're struck by the beautiful Zia tile.
And on the opposite side from where the WC is the shower. What we did was we lined it in Zia tile as well. This is a Zalige tile. It's really gorgeous, very organic looking. And we lined the entrance of the shower with the same pink marble that we used on the vanity.
Details were important throughout the house, as we mentioned earlier, and some of our favorite details are found on the primary suite. Starting with the Forbes and Lomax covers. This is a British brand and they really elevate any light switch out there. And two more details in this space particularly are the lighting. On the second floor, we worked with our friends at Global Lighting, and Rod from Global Lighting came over and saw this space and he knew that he had the perfect pendants for these. So we put one right in the center in between the bedroom and the closet, and then the other mirroring right above the gorgeous bathtub. As we mentioned, Noah was born during the renovation and they wanted him very close. So the bathroom allowed us to put a small nursery adjacent to the bathroom area. And this is divided by a pocket door.
So the paint color that we use in this nursery is also from clear paint, and it's called Set in Stone. It creates this very moody vibe. It's just such a cute little nursery, and we put this little cloud pendant in the nursery as well.
And as Noah grows older, he can move upstairs and have his own bathroom bedroom, but this allows him to be close to mom and dad while he's a little one.
So on the top floor, on the third floor of the house, it's also completely reconfigured. What we're able to do is add 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, one of them is ensuite, and then a laundry closet.
We worked with Wells to Elm on some of the furniture in here, and I just love the bold tile choices that Anna and Will allowed us to do, and incorporating some of those blue tones throughout that bathroom as well. And then in the middle bathroom, this is what we refer to as the green bathroom. I'm sure you know why.
This bathroom is really nice. It's a concrete tile, and so it has a pattern on the floor. And on the walls, you have this nice matte, beautiful green color, salvia from Zia Tile.
We added that skylight in there, so you're flooded with this natural light. And it's just a really beautiful space, and all the different tones of the green complement each other really well. And I think that this is maybe Anna's favorite space in the house now too. And then we have a small office space, and then of course we cannot forget Anna's yoga room. We are very excited for Anna to make this her own and see how this kind of evolves over time. Brand new windows in here, and again we worked with Claire on the paint color. It's this really mellow greenish blue tone, and I think it just fits really perfectly with Anna's personality.
And one of the things on the top floor that really contributed in so many ways to the design of this house is the huge skylight. We wanted to bring in as much light into the center of this house as we could, and so we put as big of a skylight as we could get our hands on, and we also wanted to bring in those curves. We loved watching it kind of track its way across that hallway area and flow all the way down to the parlor floor. It just makes for such a beautiful space. So thanks so much for coming on this house tour with us. It was so wonderful to show around this house. We have had so much fun working with the homeowners, Will and Anna here. They were a joy to work with. They let us do so many fun things, and they have great style themselves. So it was a really fun project to be part of.
I loved welcoming Noah into this house as well too. We were really thankful that we were there for that. It truly was a dream working in Fort Greene, and let alone in this stunning, beautiful house. We're so honored that they chose us to go on this journey with them.
And we also had a full team here that we worked with that we want to thank. So first of all, the architect, Matthew Celmer, just a wonderful person to work with. So made it such a joy to work on this project. And also the contractor team, Jim and Pavel from Black Square Builders, also just a joy to work with and made this such a wonderful project.
Yeah, we were really a renovation family. We all came together to building Anna and Will's forever home. And we really hope you guys like the results of this. If you guys enjoyed this house tour, do us a little favor and subscribe to our channel. Maybe share this video with a friend or two, and we will see you on the next house tour. From Brooklyn, signing off. See you guys later.